of you coming to this LPS Indiana and Ohio regional meeting. Before I say more words, I'd like to introduce the LPS Executive Committee members. Kirit Patidar is the current president of LPS. Sunil Patel, vice president. Mahindra Patel is joint treasurer. Leena Patel, Ohio, is a woman representative. Deepak Patel from Detroit. Nitesh Patel is Indiana, Indiana. Jayesh Patel, New York. And we have two. CM Patel is in Nashville, Tennessee. He's a past president. And Dr. Dayabai Patel. We get together in an event like this to celebrate our existence. We would like to all our younger generation to continue our heritage being Leva Patidar. LPS of USA has been existing for a long time. We have a total of 90 families in Indiana. Out of 90s, we have only 23 life members. So we would like to encourage all to be the lifetime member of LPS to support our Samaj. There are many advantages of being a life member, such as a low-cost fee at convention, scholarship program, and able to transfer membership to your children, and many others. LPS Samaj has been very successful in short time for period. To our unity, we would like to continue that by you all to be a lifetime member. I would like to thank all the executive members for attending this first LPS in Fort Wayne, Indiana. With your support, we will continue to grow more in Indiana. Next, the national LPS event taking place in Orlando, Florida in July 2013. So we would like to all of you to join event to make strong Leva Patidar Samaj. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to introduce the Vice President Sunil Patel.
Thank you, Deepak Bhai. Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. I want to thank, first of all, Deepak Bhai and Nitesh Bhai for inviting us here today in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I think this is the first time we've been here. We were in Indianapolis a few years ago, and it was very successful. It's very successful here too. Before we move forward, I want to introduce myself. Obviously, my name is Sunil Patel, Gam Karwasa. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I am your Ramina Bin's baby brother, just to kind of put things in logistics. And today we're going to take some time and we're going to talk about LPS of USA at a national level. Obviously, your representatives are Deepak Bhai and Nitesh Bhai. They represent you guys at a board level. But we're going to talk about the different committees that we have at LPS of USA and kind of the inner workings of how we conduct things. So that way it gives you an idea of who to contact if there's ever a need for any committee or any type of information that you might need, whether it's for membership or youth or any of the activities that we do. So with further ado, I would like to introduce our president, Kirit Patidar from Florida, and he's going to give you a little bit of his update, and then we'll go down the line. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil Bhai. Before we get started, I want to mention a few thank yous in the local Samaj. Sanjay Patel, Dinesh Patel, Mahesh Bhai Patel, Sanjay Patel, Raman Bhai Patel, Ashok Patel, Dilip Bhai Patel, Sanjay Patel, Sanjay J. Patel, Suman Bhai Patel, Raj Patel, Neelam Patel, Rajesh Patel, and all of the surrounding area from the Fort Wayne and the Auburn ladies who put this event together. I know it was short notice, but thank you. It takes a little time and effort to put something together. But as far as on behalf of LPS, we want to thank you for putting quick get together like this together. It takes a lot of effort on everybody's part. So thank you from the board level and myself. I'm going to give you an overview of what I'm going to be talking about for the next few minutes. Basically, I'm going to talk about my bio, my little background, where I come from, what I'm trying to do. And secondly, I will give you the inner workings of some of the things that are going on with LPS. First of all, why LPS? Well, for me, it was kind of astounding. I was born and raised in England. Hadn't gone to India till '96 in my life. So India was far from my kind of, I don't read or write Gujarati. So it's a different aspect from where most people came from. But as I traveled and after I got married, I realized my wife is Panamanian, even though she's Lewa, she was born and raised in Panama. So we are not just from India. We are from Trinidad, we are from Panama, New Zealand, England, India, of course, that's our motherland. So that's why about 7, 8 years ago, I've been in this board for about 8 years, and I got involved. I said, how are we all connected? The way our connection works is through our villages and our relationships, Masino Chokro, Foino Chokro, Kaka Sasao, that type of thing. That's how we know everybody. Even if we don't know anybody, we can find out. Kumbariana, Hodikara, anywhere in America, you can find out if you really want to know something. That's the connection. And if we lose that connection, it'll be just like everyone else. All the other Samajis, the Punjabis, the Irish, the African Americans, they've lost their connection to their homeland. And once you start doing that, the next generation, my generation will lose it, and the next generation is going to continue to lose it. So it's just further, what we lose is our village ties, our family ties, our social ties, our food and culture, our religious ties. We lose these things and we're not realizing them. As we grow up, our children grow up, we get more and more away from that. So in '96, I went to India first time. I hated it because, I mean, it was just, the shower wasn't working. It was just, you know, the way India was 20 years ago, 15, 18 years ago. But in 2002, I built a house in Afra, that's my village, right next to where my grandfather left me some land on the same street, same road kind of thing in the village. I go back every year. Now the kids want to go every year. They all go from it. This is the culture we have to save. If we don't do that, we are going to be very disappointed with our kids and our grandkids. We will lose a lot of our culture, religion, all of our social ties to that country. And a lot of the generations are losing it. So with that said, so that was one of the reasons why I got involved. That even though I'm not from India, I don't know too many people. Now I do. I feel like I'm living in Madhuri. Because I can connect with most people, either through my relationship or they know somebody that I know in common. And if that's the main thing, we gotta make sure we know that our kids get taught as they grow up. What's going on with LPS? Well, hopefully it's a new dawn and a new board and a new leadership that is coming on board. Most of the older guys are still around, but the new generation, I guess, is taking over. And things are changing, even in the short time I've been there, just 60 days basically. We've completely taken the database from the guy who's had it forever. We never had access to it like we needed. We've given it to a new company. So now, for the first time, we have Indiana's list, just like Deepak Bhai said. How many families are members, or not paid members, or lifetime members? Before, we didn't even have that information accessible to us. So at least we know who's on the roster. There's a new website that we've been working on for about a year and a half that's going to be launched within 60 days of now. It's in beta testing right now through the board. In that website is the critical link between us, the kids, and the Samaj, local and nationally. What we're going to be able to do right there is all the villages are going to be there. You can access your own data. There's going to be a matrimonial page for the next generation, those who need it. There's going to be a mentoring program. What is a mentoring program or a shadow program? Shadow program is simply, let's say a 13 or a 15-year-old teenager wants to be a dentist. We can hook them up. We're following Dallas's example. They already have a mentoring program for teenagers. Let's say that teenager wants to be a dentist. We can hook them up with a dentist who's already in the profession, established, send them to their house, another laborer's house, for 2 weeks in the summer, go to their office, see if that child likes that profession. Is that what they want to be doing? Dentist, or engineering, or lawyering, whatever the profession. So that is the program that we're going to be able to give to the kids. That is very important because a lot of kids, what's happening with a lot of teenagers, they decide, oh, we want to be a dentist. They go through school, but they realize after school they don't like that profession. They hate it. That's where the problem is with a lot of the youth. They go through school, fine, the parents spend the money, but at the end of the day they don't enjoy what they're doing. So we want to give them an early start. If those kids are interested, we have every profession. But teacher, from hotel hospitality to anything you name it, from dentists to engineers to aircraft mechanics, anything. So we've got that ability on a national level. And it's good for the teenagers to go to somebody else's house outside of their friends and family, see how others live, how other families. That's the only way they get to socialize with other parts of our community. You'll be able to change your own name, get your own receipt for your membership within 60 days. The website's going to be launched. You'll get your receipt even for the convention. In the past, it's been a mess. We know it. It's been difficult, but now we should be able to, where we can get your registration, your local events, because we'll have access to your emails. We can communicate with you what's going on locally and at a national level with the new website. The other issue, this is a very challenging issue, and this is where I'm going to need everyone's help. I've been to so many weddings. Our community has so many weddings. Room no issue. Everywhere I go, everybody takes me to the side and talks about rooms. Room no problem. Lagan kariye to bada, room whatever, nanla wedding like a room. Well, all the other communities have changed. The Bhakta community, the Madhya community, the CLPS, the Shah community. Apre nathi badalta. Badalwanu khas jaruriyat chhe. In the sense of Janwara, tenada problem nahi apra mehman apra lagan hoto. But problem thoda chhe apra mehman eto wando nahi, but apri batna je haga ave, they expect that room, which is fine. RSVP honi karata. Ne garwala jenta lagan hoy na. Tene chhe manage karwani inventory is a major problem. I don't know if this board will agree with me, but this seems to be coming up a lot. At least the last 3 or 4 years. Pancha room chhe lock kar diye, ne pachi chhe be dala ek koi aave, koi 4 dala velo aavi jay. And we don't know. It's a mess. Chella garwane problem. Immediate just problem solve kar room malwana chhe, nathi malwana, what to do? I'm thinking like the other communities. We can take care of the January, no problem, because that's our obligation. But our side of the family, I think we should do just buy your own room at a negotiated rate and let them worry about
let them worry about this issue of how could, especially the immediate family, this is where an issue becomes. So with that said, I'm going to ask the board to make a recommendation through the magazine and the website that we change. If we don't change, they will change us. Believe me, the change, it is not working out. Is everybody gets stressed out instead of enjoying the wedding, everybody's stressing out over the room inventory. It's not even a case of money. Sometimes it is. Most of the time it's very expensive. $40,000 just on room inventory. But that's the truth. You may laugh, but everybody expects it. It's a vacation. Everybody wants a free vacation. We have to change. Talking about it is not going to get it done. We have to step up to the plate and change it. I understand big cities, but if we pay our own rooms, I think that's the way, at least on our side, whoever the host is, we should be doing that to get that load off. They may be able to spend that extra $25,000, $30,000 for their daughter or for their son or at the wedding. You know, instead of using it up for, if we're going to spend $500 flying around the country and we can't spend another $200 for the room, I think it makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. You know, and the next generation is going into professions. They're not all hotel owners. They're different professions. They're not going to have hotels. Most of them don't even want to run hotels. So we have to change. If we think we're going to do the same thing and expect a different result, it ain't happening. It just ain't happening. So with that said, well, I'll make a recommendation to the board, and let's see how the board feels about it. Because I can't do anything without the board. But that's my thoughts on that subject. Lewa Connection. I don't know how many of you get the magazine. I brought an old copy from September 2011. And as DV Boy was telling me last time he came here, he made a lot of lifetime members. And many of you still haven't received the first magazine. So these are the type of problems the LPS has. Hopefully we will be able to solve these issues because we've got our access to our own database finally. It took 7-8 years to get it out of that company. But what we want to get is articles in here with Levas being heroes in different endeavors. If somebody's done, like we found a 5 or 7-year-old child in Corpus Christi who became a master champion at chess. For a 7-year-old kid, we put an article, somebody going to Harvard, somebody doing something extraordinary. If somebody's got that type of story in your communities, let us know. We want to be proud. We want to make sure they are recognized for what they've accomplished, either in school, in charity. Next thing, the last directory that came out, 2006, 6-7 years ago. You guys were promised last year by this board that you would get a directory this past year. It hasn't happened. My promise to you, if you become a member, even a $60 member, you will get a directory. But for the lifetime members, it will be free and it will be before the convention. The $60 person who's just a yearly member, they will have to pay a nominal price between $25 and $50. This is going to go away in another 5 years. We won't even need this. Actually, with the new website, what's going to happen is on your phones, you're going to have an app. Let's say you go to Jacksonville, my town. You've got an LPS app. You will be able to get your village, if somebody from your village lives in Jacksonville, or the 50-mile radius, and their phone number. Or, if you want everyone who's the third, let's say 50 families live in my area, you'll get the whole list with your app, as long as you're a paid member. So if you find somebody you recognize, you can visit them. Because a lot of times we don't find out. And there's other things you'll be able to get through the matrimonial and the other apps with that. But that's just one of the, so you won't be needing a directory that much, but some of the older folks do. They do like to go through them and look through it and see who they know or match up people. So that's where it becomes useful. So that's on that section, on the directory. We will deliver it one way or the other. Our is working on it right now, so he's going to give me an update in November. If he doesn't, then at least by January we'll take it over and get it printed. And only the paid members will be getting it. Then the annual members will get it for a nominal fee. The lifetime members will get it for free. So that's up to you. That's one of the benefits of being a lifetime member. Last but not least, and we'll have an open question if you got any questions. If you don't, the convention in Orlando. It's going to be a major deal. It's not going to be just like the facility is a 1,800 room resort. It's already signed. The contract is signed. Everything's getting to MP Rama, the convention chair, along with Sunil Bhai and Samir and Suresh Bhai from St. Augustine. All that is getting done. This is the first time in the history of LPS that we've managed to sign a contract on a hotel and a convention facility of this magnitude this early. Usually what we've done is we come back from India, the Pachi Vichari Jalo convention back here. The Pachi Pachaminama, we're running around. So this year we planned it ahead of time. We've been working on it for several months. It's signed, the board has approved it, the budget has been approved. Now is the time to start thinking about vacationing, coming to the convention, enjoying the time with your families and friends. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Sunil Bhai to make a few comments. If you've got any questions, we'll have plenty of time, and feel free to just call on me or any of us to ask any questions. There you go, sir.
Thank you, David. Before I bring the next person up here, just for everybody's knowledge, I want to kind of go over how the board works and how it's comprised. Basically, the way our board works is a little bit different than AHOA. The way the LPS board works is we have our 50 states, or 48 states, and then we take board of directors based on the number of lifetime members and or annual members. So the more lifetime members and or annual members you have, the more representation you have on the board. For example, the state of Indiana has 2, right? Ohio has 3. So California by far, I think, has the most. Then it's Texas, then Tennessee, and then Florida, if I'm correct. So again, and the reason being is because those states have more lifetime members or annual members. So right now we currently have, I believe, about 93 board of directors. Out of the 93 board of directors, every year we have an election at either the convention or our transitional meeting. The board of directors vote on who becomes the second vice president, and then the officers, which are the secretary treasurer, joint secretary, joint treasurer, and second vice president. The first vice president automatically becomes the president, unless 75% of the board of directors take him out, which has never happened and probably never will. So anyway, that kind of gives you an idea of how our board is comprised of. Next, I'd like to introduce to you Lena Patel from Ohio. She's going to talk about the youth and the women's committee.
Jai Siaram, everyone. Thank you for coming today. My name is Lena Patel. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, Gam Chikli. I've been participating on our board of LPS over the past five years, mainly focusing on our youth and making sure that our youth network with each other and stay connected. So they, over the next few generations, they will be able to take over our LPS organization. The youth team we have on our board consists of over 18 members. We have anywhere from bi-weekly to sometimes weekly conference calls. These team members are from all over United States, and they consist of board members, women, girls, and boys. We actually have a youngest person participating on our team that is a teenager. We also have college-going boys and girls. What this does is it allows us to exchange ideas from all three generations on creating events for our youth that will help them to, in a fun environment that they'll be able to enjoy and grow their network of friends. Many of you know, over the past few years, we've had many different events, from ski retreat that we held in Cincinnati, Ohio a couple of years ago, to a camp retreat that happened a couple of weeks ago in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. It has been a huge success amongst all the youth. Along with the camp retreat, we also held a women's retreat in Gatlinburg where over 75 women participated in all the events. Our upcoming youth event is a Gandhi Day community service, which is happening next weekend on a Saturday. What this is in each region, in each community, we're encouraging the youth to come together on one day and do any type of community service in your local town. For example, Cincinnati or Ohio region is doing a color run next week, which is a 5-kilometer run that we'll be doing to gather money for our any charity, and that will be donated for Gandhi Day community service. Just like that, all other regions are also doing different community services based on anywhere from going to a local food drive, to going to a local temple, to volunteer for a day, or to do any type of a Habitat for Humanity type services. So we encourage you all to gather a team of youth to do any type of service in your area under the LPS banner. If you need any information or have any questions, just get a hold of me after this meeting, and I'll be able to provide everyone all the information. Our next event after that will be the cultural show that will be happening in Orlando. And of course, everybody knows that will be culture and variety program, and we encourage all of you to participate.